Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
063 Marketing, Production and Publishing.
Hoobazoo.com.
Light it up, burn it down, and turn up.
Let's take a trip down south. Oh! Are you ready now? Alabama, Mississippi, New Orleans. It's a lovely day, got nowhere to go. Get in your car and ride down to the Gulf Coast. Nothing like the Gulf Coast. From Alabama, Mississippi to New Orleans. Go down to the hangout, get you something to eat. Listen to some music while you stretch out on the beach. Nothing like the Gulf Coast. Alabama, Mississippi to New Orleans. This is what I call it. I call it Mississippi. You don't know what you done to me, yeah. Oh, Mississippi. Ain't nothing but some good heart. From Alabama, Mississippi to New Orleans. Take a ride with me. I'm gonna take you to another place that you've never been. From Mobile, Alabama, down to Biloxi, Mississippi. Go down to Bayfest, get the party jumping. Drive out to the casino and play piece of roulette. Yeah, at the motorbike. Nothing like the casino, y'all. The only place in America I can lose my money and still bring home my girl. I call it Mississippi. I call it Mississippi. You don't know what you done to me, yeah. From Alabama, Mississippi to New Orleans. Say it, Pearl. I see y'all having a good time out there.
Welcome. Tuning into the Fiore Show. This is, before I get into what the show is about, I'd really like to give my disclaimer because, as you all know, well, maybe not all you know, but when you go on the internet and put yourself out there, there's a lot of hating going on. So I made a list of things for people to hate on if they, want to, but that's up to them. But I want to make a list. I did make a list. So I'm going to go over this list of my disclaimers for social media. Okay, number one, let me see my piece of paper because I'm going to have to check it. It's a long list. I'm going to have to check it off. First disclaimer, 49 years of age, not in my 20s. I'm not trying to be in my 20s. 49 years of age. I'm balding. There's another one. Okay, so if you, anywhere down the road you guys want to make fun of my balding, feel free to. Most people do. I do. I'm white, obviously. I do hip-hop music for a living, amongst other forms of music, but hip-hop has been my top grosser over the years, okay? And I'm white doing it. I'm a little overweight. Got a little bit of a gut going on here. Okay, that's another one. I smoke cigarettes, which is nasty, we all know. My spelling and grammar is absolutely horrible. When I post on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, usually people beat up on that too. So I want to get that out of the way. I drive a shitty car. There's another one. Let's see. At 40 years of age, never been married, never had kids, and I have very poor taste in women. Okay. I attract messed up women, and I'm attracted to messed up women. Okay. I smoke weed. I know my parents are listening to this, but they probably already know that. I've been told I have the worst wardrobe out of anybody they know. And actually, the producer of this show, I thought he had the worst wardrobe out of anybody I've ever met in my life. But when he came to visit me last time, he told me I had the worst wardrobe. So the worst person in the world has a wardrobe, makes fun of your wardrobe. That's not good. You know that's bad. I don't sleep much. I probably have more friends online than I do in person. My best friend is a dog. Okay. Let's see. Well, okay, listen. If you want to say something nice, I am a good-looking guy. I do have a nice place that I live in. I do have a good outlook on life, and I do help a lot of people. Okay, so that's it for the disclaimer. I think it gave you big enough a list to hate on me, so after this, feel free. I'm down with it. I'll probably even join in with you, okay? So now, let me get into the fun part. The fun part is the intro to the Mike, sometimes I'm going to call it the Mike Fiore Show, but it's the Fiore Show, okay? But I get mixed up because my name is Mike. I'm the host of this show. But I want to give you an idea what the show is going to be like. For many years now, I've been in the music business. For many years, I've been entertaining people. I've done a lot of stuff in film and television. I've done a lot of records. I've sold a lot of records, okay? But that's not the point of this show. This point of the show is because I also manage a lot of people and do a lot of promotions online, in person, whatever it may be, booking shows. And the reason for this show is because I'm pretty much tired of trying to explain this to people, because a lot of people don't understand how to sell their own music, how to sell their own product, how to go about it. They can't they're not making that connection with people online. Some of them make connections with people, in person, but most of them don't know how to make that connection online. And what's happened over the years is the music industry has changed, okay? You used to be able to sell records. That no longer is in existence. You have to find different ways of selling records. So that show is going to be based upon some of that stuff and educating these young artists that I work with or young artists that want to work with me. Also, the show is just going to be entertaining. Like, check it out. You're in my house. I'm inviting everybody in my home. If you don't like my home, you can leave anytime. The door is always open both ways, okay? So I just want to have a lot of fun on this show. I want to entertain people. I want to prove to a lot of the artists I work with, I want to prove to them that you don't need all these jewels, all these clothes, all these big homes, all these nice fancy cars to do what you got to do. Because the biggest excuse I hear is I don't have this, I don't have that. Or if they're doing music videos or something like that, they're waiting on the editor. They're in the studio waiting on somebody. Guess what, guys? I'm dressed down, a t-shirt, sweatpants, cheap glasses. I'm going to show you how it's done on a shoestring budget, and I'm going to show you how you attract people to what you're doing. Because for me, it is about keeping it real and being right about what you do and not really giving a shit about what other people think. That's what the main focus is here on this show, and this is what the show is going to be about. Now, in moving forward, all people are welcome. I'm going to be interviewing people all over the country. I do a lot of business. I live in crappy Rochester, New York, as some people say. I happen to love it here. I want to stay here. I'm tired of touring. I want to keep my show home as much as possible from now on. So to me, I'm going to show you how I can do it. 49-year-old white guy who doesn't have much, from his home in Rochester, New York. And I'm going to show you how you do it with no money, okay? Because I'm not investing any money in this show. I'm just bringing it to the people. And so being that said, I'm going to bring you to a music break. And actually, what you were listening to before was Jamel Richardson. I'm going to be promoting him a lot because that's one of the guys I work with, an independent artist, but I'm also going to be accepting music from all different kinds of independent artists. It doesn't even necessarily have to be music. It has to be entertaining. But we'll be going all over that. We'll be calling people all over the country. And so I'm going to go into music break now, and you're going to come into a track from Jamel Richardson.
All right, yeah. If you leave me, baby, I'll be lost without you.
063.
Good God. How I love you, baby. Listen, baby, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I've never seen a blind man cook his own meal. Oh, I've never seen a milkman make his own milk. If you leave me, baby, I'll be lost without you. Never seen a broke man turn down some money. Oh, I've never seen a poor man turn down a good job. If you leave me, baby, I'll be lost without you. Girl, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. You're the only thing that keeps me going. Oh, I couldn't think, I couldn't breathe. Please don't do it to me, baby. Oh, yeah. Without you. Your friends keep pulling you away from me. But one thing they didn't tell you, they was trying to get a taste of me too. If you leave me, baby, I'll be lost without you. Girl, I love you. I get down on my knees. Girl, I love you. If you leave me, baby, I'll be lost without you. Girl, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. You're the only thing that keeps me going. Oh, I couldn't think, I couldn't breathe. Please don't do it to me. If you leave me, baby, I'll go crazy. If you leave me, baby, I'll go crazy. Don't leave me, baby. Please, please, please. Don't leave me, baby. Girl, I'll go crazy. I'll go crazy. Don't leave me, girl. Don't leave me, baby. I might just lose my mind. I'll go crazy. Don't leave me, baby. Oh, don't leave me. Get on me.
063.
Get your name. drunken tattooed lady. She's always mumbling to me. It seems like everybody's crazy. It seems like everyone's a freak. Rainbow people under skies of blue. Everybody's trying to make it through. Get a catch the buzz that's coming through here. You can feel it in the city. Whoa, the nighttime paralyzes you. 'Cause all its ugliness is pretty. As you stare out into paradise, tell me what you see. Right before your very eyes, the ghetto symphony. Don't ask me, I haven't got a clue. I'm just hanging out here just like you. Get a Get a
The track you were just listening to first was Jamel Richardson, Lost Without You, independent artist. Go get it. A Gulf Coast blues boy. The second track was a homegrown artist, goes by name of Joe Bricata. The track you were listening to was Ghetto Land. Again, great independent artist. Joe's been doing this for about 20 years and has won all kinds of accolades and has done a lot of stuff. But, this show is going to be about is just supporting independent music that's on the move. And so to further ado, let me bring on this host. Now, I was going to introduce him before and let people know he's coming on. I just wasn't sure what we were going to do. But his name is Sayjin Tyler from New Jersey. We were going to talk about a lot of things, but what has come to the forefront today is a big storm in New Jersey. So, Sayjin, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Something's going on. I can hear
mayhem. Join the mayhem. Join the mayhem.
I appreciate you, man, for having me on the show, man. I really do, man. And I'm Sayjin Tyler from Beyond Mayhem Media. I am located over in New Jersey and stuff like that, where we're getting the most hell of snowstorms, and it's kind of ridiculous because the weather really has been completely. There's been no snow until now. Jersey really didn't get hit with hardly any snow until now, man.
And you guys are still kind of not really got over Sandy yet, right?
How long has it been, Sandy? What's it been, 2 years now?
I think it's been like 2 years.
Sandy was in 2012, right?
I think so.
Oh, 22, yeah. So 2012, 2013, 2014. But it's been 4 years almost.
Maybe it was 2013 then, or 14. I think it's only been a couple years. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, so we got hit with Sandy, and I live in the northern part of New Jersey. I'm more stationed in Essex County, Hudson County, which is like Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Harrison, New Jersey.
I thought New Jersey was all the same.
We got a lot. Jersey's really big, man. People don't really give Jersey a lot of credit. It is small though, but it is also big. Like it's very populated. We're connected with the tri-state. We got New York, we got Connecticut, we got Philadelphia too. Which at the end of the day is not really a tri thing. It's a fourth thing, but we're just really really connected. Jersey's really amazing. We get a little like negative downfall sometimes because like dirty Jersey, and you watch the TV show
Jersey Shore.
Or yeah, so honestly, believe me, that's not what really Jersey's about. Jersey's really beautiful. It has its beautiful suburb as well as country areas as well as city.
I've never personally. Now I know a lot of people trash New Jersey from New York and vice versa. Me personally have had an incredible time every time I've ever been to New Jersey. And you may bump into a dickhead from here to there, but you're going to bump into a dickhead anywhere you go. So,
look at New York, man. I mean, I'd rather bump into a dickhead than a motherfucking crazy lunatic. Like you see a lot of crazy shit in New York, and I love New York too. You know what I'm saying? But they get, hey, the Big Apple, and then it's like, oh, dirty Jersey. So it's like, and we got a lot of actors that come out of here as well as music artists and stuff like that. But primarily Jersey really is known for the actors.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a lot of actors that came out of Jersey.
I see a lot of people acting in New Jersey.
Yeah, you got Tom.
Funny though.
Yeah, Tom Cruise, Bruce Willis. Frank Sinatra came from Jersey.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Wait, like out of all the people in New Jersey, now I'm not saying what other people may say, but out of all the people in New Jersey, who you claiming to represent New Jersey? You can only pick one.
Yeah, it's that's just very hard.
You can only pick one.
See, it's to me that's hard. Like if I was to choose one person that's in the industry celebrity wise to represent New Jersey, wow.
Just one. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. I just want to hear who has really, man, because like I know when I'm doing stuff out of roster back in the day, I always use one person for inspiration, and that was Steve Gadd.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's plenty of famous people from Rochester,
I mean, plenty of famous people in New Jersey. And if I was to make this type of selection, I'd have to be really critical about it because I can't just see anybody.
I know what it is. You just don't want to say Bon Jovi.
I was going to say that. Mike, you are not. See, I was thinking this like, some people be like, oh yeah, Jersey, I love Jersey. Oh, Redman, I'm hip hop Redman, like, yeah, the Fugees, Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, yeah. But honestly, to God, I would probably either say Bruce Springsteen or Bon Jovi, and it's only because, and Bon Jovi really, I mean, both of them actually, but Bruce Springsteen has done a lot for Jersey.
Yeah.
So is Bon Jovi. There's no doubt about it. But Bruce Springsteen has really revitalized certain communities in down South Jersey.
See, you could have thrown all my listeners off, though.
Yeah.
You could have said Snooki.
Right? Hold up. And I would never even mention those. I mean, to a certain degree, they did put Jersey on the map. They've helped the economy where, for down South Jersey and the beach houses and everything. But that's not what Jersey's really 100% about.
Yeah, no, this is the culture. I mean, it's the culture and all that stuff, too.
So when I look at guys like Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi, you got Bon Jovi, which is, I mean, they're both big-time artists, you know what I'm saying? Bon Jovi, also big-time artist. He's opened up restaurants, help employed people. in Jersey. There was even a time during the Sandy situation where he opened up the restaurants to people who, were doing bad and couldn't have a good meal. He offered them, hey, you can have a good meal, and if you want to work too, you can work for your meal. Like they were basically giving free food away.
Was there disclaimers though that the food is might be a little sandy?
Yeah. I really respect guys like that, Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen. So yeah, Bruce Springsteen, Asbury Park, even Red Bank, he's actually given money to redevelop these communities and stuff like that.
And listen, for my audience, this is why I wanted to bring Sage and Tyler on the show, because really I want people to get different perspectives of how things are in other places. Like, I don't want you getting hung up in your hometown and saying this is how it's going to be, because look, I'm connecting from some dude in New Jersey from Rochester, New York. So I'm just saying that's one thing I want to teach my audience, Sayjin. And the reason why I brought Sayjin on too is because not only he's from New Jersey, he's been doing radio for a long time. He's been doing cruise ship. He books yachts and throws parties on yachts. He does some amazing things. I've never met him in person, but I've seen him online. I've talked to him online a few times, and it's been a while. But to me, this is what I think is interesting. So I want to get into that. But, we're talking about the storm. We got away from that. How bad is it right now, really quick?
Let's talk about the storm. All right, so I woke up this morning. There's at least about 1.5 to 2 feet of snow. You know what I'm saying? My estimation, whatever you want to consider that. But that was pretty like a whoa. So, but it is a light snow. It's not a crazy dense snow where you're busting your back and each time you shovel you're lifting up 50 pounds. It is pretty light, but it did fall, you know what I'm saying, from it started last night around 10 o'clock, between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, and from then till the time I woke up we accumulated about 1.5 foot, maybe almost 2 feet.
But but one thing, because I live in Rochester, we get like 2 feet at a time on a reg, right?
That's to you. See, like, yeah, and that's what I was asking you. I was like, how did you guys do? And you told me, no, it really passed us, but we still got snow from the other day. And you mentioned But
see, it doesn't bother us for the simple fact that when it's snowing out like that, it just means one of a few things.
What's that? You're
going to drink more, you're going to screw more, and you're going to eat more. 3 beautiful things.
Yes. No driving.
But what struck me about your storm is
Wildwood. Yeah, Wildwood's underwater right now.
Yeah, you brought up snow, but then you said the water.
Now, I did come across, as we were discussing this before we came back from break, that there are some actual, there's better footage now. Yeah, they're underwater. It's very bad. There's extreme flooding. It almost looks like a glacier hit Wildwood because there are fragments of ice floating everywhere. So, yeah, at this moment, Wildwood is under emergency, and there's extreme flooding.
And that's all going to freeze at some point.
It's all going to freeze at some point. Now, they do have an advantage. It is a salt water.
Yeah.
So it's not going to freeze the way it should 100%. Right. But it can freeze, if the temperatures go low enough. So currently right now it's in between 27 and 30 degrees right now.
Wow.
So, and that is below start freezing temperatures. That's stuff where stuff starts to freeze. I think, what is it, 32 it starts to freeze?
Yeah, it almost makes me not want to talk about the good things we got going on.
So it's really kind of crazy, and it is a little bit disturbing for Jersey. Once again, we had the Sandy situation. We had a hurricane that came even before Sandy, which wasn't bad, but it did affect us a little bit. But now Sandy hit us, and now we have the storm. The storm's really, really been affecting our shores. That's the biggest thing. Like where I'm at, we're not getting really too much affected. When Sandy hit, we had a lot of power go down. So, the entire state of New Jersey had no power during Sandy. So those are the things that we had to deal with. I can only imagine what the people are dealing with down there in Wildwood and down South Jersey.
And weather all over the country seems like it's been pretty shitty for a lot of people. But I know when you get into these cold, frigid things, and then you have flooding to deal with on top of other things, that's not good.
No,
you could deal with the snow, but The flooding, that's when you can't see your street sign because it's underwater. That's just not a good thing. So what I want to do, Sayjin,
Sure.
is I want to get ready to take a break. As we come back, we're going to come back to some positive thoughts, and maybe some people from your hometown are watching and we can make them laugh or whatever it may be. So we're going to take a break into some music. Hopefully I have given the producer says don't talk. Oh, okay, don't talk at break. Okay. See, that's one thing I forgot to put in my disclaimer. I am not technically sound and I screw up a lot of things. So we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're coming back with Sayjin Tower and some good stuff.
If you say that you love me, baby, why you treat me the way you do, baby? If you say that you love me, baby, I wanna know why you treat me the way you do. Either you gonna treat me right, or you're not gonna treat me at all. I brought you some flowers the other day. I know what she asked me. She said, "Where is the receipt?" Tried to give her a kiss, but she looked at me like I was a stranger. Y'all know that ain't right, right? That ain't right. I tried to do something nice for her. Either you gonna treat me right, or you're not gonna treat me at all. I'm tired of doing favors, but I'm not getting no return. How many of y'all tired of that? Or maybe I should come up here. Said I'm tired of doing favors, baby. Every night you want me to do this, and I'm not getting nothing in return. Good God Almighty. Either you gonna treat me right, or you're not gonna treat me at all. You can be mean and you can be nice. Sometimes your love cut like a knife. When I'm feeling down, you keep me down. You tell me you love me, but all you do is love me. Treat me right, baby. treat me, baby. Oh, don't treat me, baby, at all.
Sayjin, what'd you think about that?
Loved it, man. It was dope.
What'd you love about it?
With the music wise,
Yeah.
oh, dude, this guy, the it's so much different when you got actual musical instruments that just bring, any song to life. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
just the music, you know what I'm saying? The what would you consider that? Like the the way they orchestrate the music, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way.
It's just the feel, you know what I'm saying?
That was the horn section.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just so much different. I'm really big into hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I see hip hop artists with live bands, their music just becomes more lively. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much difference when you got acoustics and you got real live instruments involved into your.
I'll tell you what I like about it is, I've been doing hip hop for many years now. Okay, and the one thing that I never got comfortable with in hip hop is all the waste that is affiliated with hip hop, like the clothes and the most expensive cars. We have no money. Like the one thing I know about, like when I mess with blues and rock, they'll wear the same damn clothes every day.
Yeah.
Like it's to me, and I don't mind either way, I guess, because whatever works for your field of what you do, that's what works. But I love the simplicity of everything to do with hip hop in the rock that I mess with. Not saying glam rock and all that other stuff, the rock I mess with,
No, I really feel you, but I mean I love hip hop, but I am musically, I guess, cultured in all genres. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not really big on country. I apologize if that offends anybody, but growing up wise, a lot of people are like, "What would you listen growing up?" And I'll be like, Rolling Stones, Beatles, the Eagles. Even panty rock, I'd be like, yeah, I listen to Cinderella and Poison, Bon Jovi, George Michael, a lot of 80s stuff too, like I grew up with that stuff. And then they look at me like, but you do hip hop? And I'm like, I really don't do hip hop per se. It is one of the most profound genres that I do work in.
Yeah.
I don't really get the biggest opportunities. And what I'm doing and what I've been doing, I don't get a lot of opportunities to really work with a lot of rock people. Like I've done some sound engineering for some rock people and heavy metal, even some juggalo type of music guys, but that's just sound recording.
Well, that's funny with me too, because like when I first started out, I was making my money with rock, right? Then I got a whip for, and what I started doing is getting in hip hop, and I'll say on the air a lot, like there's a lot of hip hop, I just can't stand a lot of it. But really, over time, the mainstream, okay? But when I listen to independent, hip-hop, like I love the message. I love to be able to voice your expression. But if I say anything bad about hip-hop, it's the funny thing about it is that's where I make the brunt of my money is in hip-hop. Yeah. So, what I mean?
And what you're saying, I mean, makes a lot of sense. And it happens to me, too. Because sometimes I'll be like, when we do shows, I can't say, hey, let's do a rock show. And it's nothing against rock music, but I'll have 20 artists that'll be knocking down my door and calling on my phone to do a show versus the rock guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just harder. It really, it's just certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? That really, and it really bugs me out because I would love to do a lot of rock stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
let's get off that subject and let's get on to the subject why I really have you on here, because like I said, you've been doing radio a long time. You've been promoting shows. I mean, you've been doing it, okay, for a minute. I want you to explain to the people what you do, because the one thing I really love that you do is you host these yacht parties. And I want to get into that a little bit.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you a quick little summary. I'm Sayjin Mayhem Tyler. I am somewhat of a media and event specialist. I'm also a radio personality. I got a media company called Beyond Mayhem Media, which has some subdivisions, which is itsbmradio.com. And I'm also associated with Indie Republic. I've been doing this now approximately going on about 15 years. We've been doing this stuff for a very long time. I work with other companies. I'm basically the go-to guy. I'm the specialist. If you're doing an event and you need graphics, flyers, promotions, you need a host for your event, you need somebody to help you coordinate the event, get things in motion, DJs, strippers, whatever. I do it all. So normally,
wait. When they say I want strippers, man, like you go to the strip club and say, "Look, I got a gig for you over here on the side."
I've literally been doing this so long that I have so many contacts, you know, and that's why I mainly express like media and event specialist, because I touch on all forms of media, I touch on all forms of promotion, I touch on all forms of entertainment. So that's basically what I do. You know, if I'm not doing my own event under my name, I'm working for other individuals on their events, whether if it's their graphics, their promotions, acquiring.
Because I know some of my viewers, because I already see it in the chat box here. They're wanting to know, how do you get into stuff like that?
Oh wow! I mean, that's actually probably one of the best questions anyone's ever asked during an interview to me. How to get involved in this? How did I get involved in this? Yeah. I started off as I was just an artist / small producer. I was actually just learning. I was an apprentice type of producer. And I got in the field because I did somewhat graphic arts, and I was also a music artist. I did hip hop. I was never into the gangster rap shit. I was just more of an artist, you know, similar, kind of like Eminem, where you're neutral. You're just, you know, rapping, you know, stuff like that, making up stories and whatever like that. But you never heard me talk about, you know, shooting guns or whatever like that. Maybe smoking some weed or some shit.
It's hard for a white rapper to be really hardcore, though, I would think. You know what I mean?
And I'm not white. You know what I'm saying? Here's the deception. I'm Hispanic. I'm half Puerto Rican and I'm half Spaniard. A lot of the people automatically in you know, they hear the name Sayjin Tyler, then they don't know what to think. So then they see me and they're like, oh, well, he's white. And I am, yeah, I'm Caucasian. I'm a Caucasian Hispanic, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Because there's, you know, we have light Hispanics, we got dark Hispanics.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's just really funny. It happens all the time. Some people actually, when they meet up with me, they're like, yeah, I'm here to see Sayjin Tyler. And I'm like, I'm Sayjin Tyler. No, seriously, I'm here to see Sayjin Tyler. He's black. Why do you say I'm black? Well, his voice, I heard him spit, I heard him talk, you know, do all that stuff. And you don't sound like him. So my voice from my rap voice is a little bit different, but you hear it. You know that's me. Oh, that is Sayjin. It's just like this guy turned into a fucking demon or a superhero. Like he gets possessed in the mic and gets real nasty.
Yeah, see how I got into business, I was really just a flunky in school. I didn't know what else I was gonna do, you know.
Yeah, I did go to school. I did some schooling. I ended up going to school for graphic design. And then I actually also switched my major into multimedia design, which is all the medias. And then something ended up happening. I got into music again, and it led from there. So from, you know, being an artist and a producer over the years, transition, I learned a lot of the industry. I started doing things on my own, producing my own music, sound engineering my own music, doing my own graphics, doing my own promotions, and then I just started doing my own shows.
So basically what you're telling my audience, and I hope they caught on to this because maybe they didn't, what he's telling you guys is he had to start from the freaking bottom.
Yeah, I started from the bottom. I didn't have any contact. It wasn't like that. I developed all this stuff through hard work, honestly. You know, there's days where I sit there and I'm like, you know, they're like, oh, I got up at 8 o'clock this morning. I didn't get home till 7. What? I've been up since 6:30 this morning, and I didn't go to sleep until 4:30, and I got to be up at 7:30.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of hard work, you know, but at the end of the day, there's good money in it. There's you know, I've done a lot. There's days where I sit back and look, and people remind me like where you came from, and I'll sit there, and I still think I'm very humble. I don't think we ain't do shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, man, you know, you got to understand. You've done over 300 live events with your name on it, you know?
And one of the live events that he does that I'm really intrigued by is he books these very expensive yachts.
Oh, so
Hudson?
Now the yachts. Now, I came association with one of the biggest biggest yacht promoters and boat promoters basically out there, which is Making Money Entertainment. And Making Money Entertainment, I got associated with them. I help them with their artists. I help with the DJs as well as promotions. I got associated with them, and they do exclusive nightlife event parties every last Saturday of the month, starting from April till about October. The boats are beautiful yachts that cruise around the Hudson, 2 floors. They got a DJ on each floor. They actually got a couple of DJs that spin out throughout the night. They provide a little stripper male performance for the ladies the first hour of the event on the first floor. And they also have like salsa lessons for, if you want to learn salsa lessons, stuff like that on the first.
I thought you said sausage lessons.
No, salsa. You know what I'm saying? It's a really great event. If you want to go out, if you're single, it's a great event. It's also a great event if you want to bring, your boyfriend or your girlfriend and enjoy and have a good night. You know what I'm saying? But a lot does happen on the yacht. Whatever happens on the yacht stays on the yacht.
Yeah, whatever. Not with social media these days, man. There's nothing sacred anymore.
If at anything, you can check all this stuff out, of course, at my social media, at Sayjin Tyler, at It's Being Radio, and of course, at Making Money Entertainment. And that's MAKIN, no G, Money, ENT. And, you can check them out, too. They got tons of video footage out there. And, like I said, I work as a host, a radio personality. I do so many different things.
And that's what I love, too, is you're able to promote people you work with. You have more than one platform to do this with, which makes it a lot easier for you to promote other people. And like you say, a lot of these artists, they get stuck in one box their whole career. They don't look outside of their box.
Yeah, and with the boat, believe it or not, with the yacht, I'm able to actually work with a lot of more diversified type of artists. Because, it's a yacht, so you got people that, do reggae music, party music, club music. I got the hip-hoppers that come out too. But I primarily try to make I try to basically enforce, you're going to be on this boat. I specifically look for artists that are going to captivate the audience. Everybody's going to have a good time because, it's a very private and exclusive event. And you got artists, you got tons of artists that are great artists, but not everybody's for everybody. Like a lot of artists like, oh yeah, I'll turn this party out. And they put their music on. It's like, look, this is not party music. This is not this type of event music. This is for something else, So I try to really, really work with talented artists that the crowd is going to enjoy.
The only thing that comes to my mind right off the gate, a CD release party of an artist wants to have their part. What a better place to do it.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity. You know what I'm saying? For when it comes down to the yachts, it's a great opportunity for, of course, artists, parties, birthday parties, these parties. We offer a lot of group packages. So if you're coming out in a group, we'll work something out with you guys, give your own little section reserved so that you have proper seating because it does get hectic. There's been times where we have to leave people because there's too many people trying to get on the boat, and you got people that show up at the pier. We have one of the cheapest yacht affairs out there. Normally the yacht parties, ticket-wise, they go about $40 and up, $50 and up. Normally what we do is we do $35 as well as providing a buffet and the entertainment. You got the DJs, you got the male strippers for the ladies. So we do have one of the best boats out there and one of the most affordable ones. These other boats that charge a little bit more, they do offer some more, but it's a lot of money, $50 for a ticket, especially if you're going.
I just want like a little rowboat, man.
And so, that's what we do. We've been doing it for over 10 years, these boat rides. So it's pretty crazy, man. There's sometimes
if I take the boat ride and I'm doing my CD release party and I'm selling merchandise on that boat, is there a cut the boat gets?
No. See, you would work something out that with me. The only thing you really can't do is liquor. You know what I'm saying? The boat provides liquor. They have certain regulations because it operates with the Port Authority and stuff like that. So they have to be able to sell their liquor. They have the liquor license. But if anybody that we have come on the boat, we got guys that come on all the time. People come in, they sell merchandise, party materials, sunglasses, glow-in-the-dark stuff.
Condoms.
Yeah, condoms. You know, they come on the boat and, you know, like, hey, can we still listen on the boat? Yeah, you know what? Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. And our people are happy. You know what I'm saying? We do make arrangements like that. We do also as well offer free promotional material. You know, we give out T-shirts and stuff like that to the people that come out onto the boat. But it really is. It's a great place, like I said, for parties, group packages, business events. You know, if you're doing a business launch or you're doing an anniversary for your business, or, you know, you want to do a special dedication and honor someone, it's a really great place to do it. You can't beat it, man. The view's beautiful. You get to see the New York skyline as well as the New Jersey skyline, as well as Ellis Island, Statue of Liberty. You know, it's gorgeous, man. Especially, like I said, if you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, perfect time to take them out. Your girl will love you. You know what I'm saying? We'll be
I'm not, definitely not. We're going to have to take a break, but I'm definitely not bringing my girl on no ship. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back to the Sayjin Tyler very soon. Stay tuned.
Mess up our hair and let it blow around. The music bangs out loud. Sitting on chrome and we're West Coast bound. We got our shadies on. For bird watching up at Cinnabon. The sky is liquid blue. Tell the homies that we coming through, 'cause it's on. Oh yeah, it's on now. Baby, yo, it's on now. Oh yeah, it's on. I can feel it washing over me. It's another washing over me. It's another one. I can feel it. La 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 la. La 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 la. Watching some Conan eating Chico sticks. The homies bringing some brew. We crack 'em open and we do what we do, 'cause it's on. Oh yeah, it's on now. Baby, yo, it's on now. Oh yeah, it's on. I can feel it washing over me. It's about to washing over me. It's about to be on. I can feel it. We got the windows down. Mess up our hair and let it blow around. The music bangs out loud. Rolling on hubcaps and we're West Coast bound. Oh yeah, it's on now. Baby, yo, it's on now. Oh yeah, it's on. I can feel it washing over me. It's about to be on. Washing over me. It's about to be on. I can feel it. Oh yeah, it's on now. Baby, yo, it's on now. Oh yeah, it's on. I can feel it washing over me. It's about to be on. Washing over me. It's about to be on. I can feel it.
You know, I really work so much. I don't have time for the relationship stuff as much as I can. I'm not going to sit there and lie that Mr. Tyler doesn't have his fun. But yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like boat wise, I really never brought a girl on that boat. I've never gone on there like with a date.
Have you ever left with a date though?
I mean, yeah, that happens. You know, that happens. But I'm really professional. A lot of people probably one of the attributes why people like me so much. When I go to work, I go to work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit there and lie, man. I've made my mistakes, man. I don't like the shit where I eat. And
listen, the reason why I said that because I know that's how you do it. Okay, and you never told me. I can tell.
I'm telling you, like, you know, in my younger years, you know, like I said, I made my mistakes, but I mean, it's been a while, so I really don't. You know, and it's funny, you know what I'm saying? People know stories of what's happened. But I've learned my lesson, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the God honest truth. Best word of advice. And it's hard, you know, like when you work as hard as I do, not to meet people or try not to associate with people on a personal level or intimate level like that, it really fucks up business, you know.
And the reason why I said that too, again, is because I want these young artists at home or young entrepreneurs like yourself you've got to work before you reap the benefits. You have to work. You have to get it in. There's a time and place for it. It's just like in Rocky. He said, you know, in fights, you're not supposed to sleep with your girlfriend the night of the fight. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know?
Yeah, and like I said, it's just I'm not gonna sit here. You know, I'm a romantic person, man. So like, I don't disagree that you can't find somebody that you really care about or love at the workplace. But in my preference, you know, of what I do, and it's just been more beneficial to help me out. You know, you're going to meet a lot of beautiful women in this type of industry, and you can't have everyone. You can have your fantasy. You can think what you want to think in your head, but at the end of the day, it's about the money. And I've jumped into situations where you do the wrong thing, and guess what? You fucked up the money, and you're sitting there looking back, and you're like, damn, man, I did it all for the pussy. And look where it got me. And, you know, like I said, it's better just to maintain your friendships, and you never know that particular person might have had a better doorway or opportunity to you if you didn't stick your dick in it. So, you know, like, yeah,
one of my heroes, his name is Richie Hayward. He was a rock drummer of Little Feat, right?
Yes.
And he's the one who really inspired me in music the most. And I was watching an interview one time with him, and the question was asked, how did you know you wanted to be a drummer in a rock band? He says, well, that was real easy. First time I ever seen my buddies play out, it was the first time he got laid. He said, so from that point on, I knew I wanted to be a drummer. So it was all about the women for him to even get in it in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's all great. You know what I'm saying? But like, the thing is like when I go out to other people's events, which is not a lot, but when I do, that's the time I have a little party. I'll meet up, mingle, and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you, at my events, I do so much, wear many hats. It's impossible to even take a piss or take a cigarette break or anything like that because I'm all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got an artist performing. I'm hosting the event at the same time. Then I got to run up to the front door, check the doors, check my staff, check my security.
I hosted a party last summer, and it was the first party that I hosted on such a big level. But we hosted it was a Rihanna Eminem after party in Detroit at the Fillmore. 2 nights in a row we did it. And let me tell you something. By the end of each night, and both nights were sold out, but by the end of each night, I was completely exhausted from pretty much making sure everybody was okay. Somebody would walk through the door. One of the investors would walk through the door. I had to make sure they're okay. This person's okay. That person. It was really, man, I didn't enjoy it till it was over with. At the end of every night, I realized what we just pulled off and accomplished, you know?
Yeah, and that's pretty much, you're exhausted. You know, you don't get to sit down. People are trying to give you drinks, and I'm just like, I can't, you know, like, oh, just have a shot with us. I can't, you know what I'm saying? What happens? I'm taking all these shots with you, and then I got producers and executives and people coming over to me to establish business relations, and I'm over here popping 8 shots of Hennessy with you. Don't get me wrong, I want to have that fun, but I just made too many mistakes, and it's happened, you know, like, you know.
No, listen, it happened. I brought some guy into a meeting who's getting ready to sign a huge record deal, okay? Huge record deal. He had it.
Yep.
What does he do? He shows up drunk.
Yeah.
Okay? Drunk and turned into an asshole because his head was this much bigger than it should have been. And guess who didn't get that deal? And guess who's not done music since that day because his ass also got blacklisted for being a dick.
Yeah, and that's what you got to, and that's my biggest main concern. Like, you know, you can get blacklisted in any direction, you know, if it's working with people in production, promotions, manufacturing. So you got to be careful, man. There might be somebody there at your event because of another friend, and then you meet up with them a couple of weeks later, or months or years to do something different, or in that vicinity of what you do, and you fucked yourself.
Yeah, and I tell you, not to blow my own horn, I pull a lot of weight, okay, with a lot of people in this industry because I've been doing it so long and I've grinded like no other, and I always make it right. So people that mess with me, they know what they're getting. They know that I'm gonna cross the dot the I's and cross the T's and all that stuff, right? So when you're working with me and they find out we no longer work with each other, me and that person that I brought into the picture, I don't have to badmouth him or anything. They know not to fuck with him anymore because if I'm not fucking with them, they know they don't want to. I never have to badmouth anybody. Yeah. And that's how it works. I mean, at the end of the day, be smart about your business and who you're messing with and realize, before you got somewhere, how you got there. And that's it.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really like that too. But I'm a talker, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not the type of talker. I don't really like to talk a lot of shit, but I will give you the facts.
Yeah.
And I'm that type of guy. Like, I will talk, but I won't sit there and make shit up. I'll just state the facts.
Yeah, I pulled the plug on a record, no lie. It cost about $225,000, this record.
Yeah.
And we worked on it for about a year and 3-4 months, okay?
Yeah.
And some stupid shit was going on that I didn't know about. The second I found out, I pulled the plug on that album, and it never got released after spending all that money. And guess what I'm gonna do? This was 8-9 years ago. I'm just gonna release that record. I'm gonna release a single once a week or once every other week, starting next week. I'm gonna give it away for free.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do about it.
Yeah, like I said, because I don't like to blackball nobody. I don't like to piss nobody off. But there's certain degrees where you got to maintain your sternness and your level of credibility with people. So sometimes you got to act like a dick or you got to act like a certain way. But I am humble. I don't try to treat people. I try to treat people the same way they treat me. But there are some people you got to do certain things, man. Just to point. Hey, who's the boss?
But because a lot of people do get lost on how they got there, and I look at it's real simple for me. Like, I don't really give a shit about that stuff. Like, because if things don't work out with us, I'm going to find 100 other people. Because I don't do anything else. I don't want to do anything else. So if I don't work with you, I'm going to find someone else to fill that spot. I think it's easier for me to find that person than it is for them to find that person.
Got you.
I really believe that. Only because of how hard I've worked over the year and the contacts that I've built. Just know your shit. Yep. And that's it, because I really, because I have artists that will call me up now and they'll be like, man, we can, and they've never done anything. We can make a lot of money together, man. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm like, what? How are you going to make me money? I'm going to make you money first. Maybe down the road, way down the road, that's going to happen. But it ain't going to happen at first. So I'm gonna make you money, and I'm going to carry you, as a matter of fact.
Wow. Yep.
I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to certain things because I like, one thing people know about me is I'm the loyalest dude around ever. I'm the hardest working guy. It's nonstop, but they know I'm going to do things right, even to a fault. I've lost a lot of business over the years doing things right. And I'll give you an example of what made me think, because in the music business, Sayjin, in the entertainment business, it harbors some of the biggest scumbags in the world. Okay, and how I learned this in the beginning stages, I did a song for Don King in the video game he was doing called Prize Fighter, right? And when I did the song, I was in a limousine with him, and he said, Mikey, he says, I always wanted to be in the music business, but it harbors too many scumbags. Now this is coming from one of the biggest scumbags that ever lived, right? Yeah. So I learned that lesson that day, right there and then. I learned to do things right, or you're gonna look like this jackass. You know what I mean? And I don't, listen, I don't care if Don King never does anything with me again, because if he ever heard this, he wouldn't be too happy about me saying that. But I'm just calling a spade at the end of the day.
Yep, got you.
And that's the truth. But listen, I want to take another little break, because one thing I want to do, I want to get back with you is, because people are in the chat right now. Maybe we'll do this right before we go to break. Hopefully the producer isn't pissed at me for saying I want to take a break and then hold it. There's someone in the chat now. They want to know, because you're from New Jersey, I'm from New York. They want to know, who's your favorite baseball team?
Oh wow, favorite baseball team?
Mets or Yankees, if you had to pick.
I'm not a big sports fanatic. That's one of the craziest.
You had to
things.
pick. Who you picking, Mets or Yankees?
I'm a Mets fan.
Mets fan, okay. Now,
yeah, I do rock a Yankees hat. I do rock a Yankees hat, but I'm not a big Yankees fan. I'm really not. I don't.
Okay, now how about football? Jets or Giants?
Giants.
How about basketball? Nets or Knicks?
Neither.
Okay, we just answered all the questions for the people in the chat. They want to know the difference. They want to know the difference between us New Yorkers and New Jersey people. But we are going to take a short little break, and we will be back because we want to talk a little politics with Sage and Tyler really quick.
No problem.
Life is going to take us all away. Show us one great time, then kill us someday. Watch out.
063.
I see it in your face. Wait, I'm assuming one thing I do know is we're days away from the rest of our lives. We're all in the same boat, trying to head different directions. I swear now it's all the same, my opinion will never be different. It's became our lives, so let's do it right. When fate is calling, just listen. Here's our second chance at a first impression. Do we make this for real or are we just messing? We know the answer, that's a dumb question. It's real, and that's what I'm guessing. Time fades away while we can make up our minds. We're looking for miracles, disregarding the suggestion. I swear it's all the same, my opinion will never be different. It's became our lives, so let's do it right. When love is calling, just listen. Life is going to take us all away. Show us one great time, then kill us someday. Watch out. Takes place beside you. You say vice versa, ditto, and all this is true. Let's figure it out. Please?
righty, we're back, folks. We're back. You were just listening to Beanie Freeman. Just listen. I think I got that. That was pretty hot, though. I like that. See, another fabulous independent artist coming to you live from the Fiore show. What'd you think about that one, Sayjin?
Dope.
A little different. See, that one thing I don't want to do with the show is I don't want to get pigeon-toed into rock, country, hip hop. You know, I want it to be kind of a little bit of everything because I'm really messing with a lot of people. I'm also, you know, want to teach people how to make money with their craft. And if I'm just sticking to hip hop or just sticking to rock, people are going to get confused because it is different making money in hip hop than it is in anything else. You know, or rock is vice versa. You know, country, they don't use the F word. You know what I mean? So
I've heard fried chicken a dozen times on a couple country.
Yeah, right. For whatever reason, you never hear a country guy say "fuck." It doesn't happen often. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go to another segment though, because you know, listen, everywhere you go, on social media, television, the newspaper, wherever direction you're going, it's Donald Trump, it's Hillary Clinton. It's what's the other guy's name? Cruz. You know, this Cruz guy. It's Bernie Sanders. You know, it's everywhere you go, it's politics, and people are getting so pissed off because if you say you like Trump, there's a million people bashing you, calling you an idiot. If you say you like Hillary, there's a million people bashing you, calling you an idiot. But I'm not going to get into politics on this show because that's already played out. I don't want people to have to, you know, leave their TV set or put their book down or magazine and come here and hear the same shit, right? So, but the one thing I do want to talk about, and because it was brought up in politics, is gun control, okay? And, you know, I just want to get your opinion, Sayjin, about what you think about this gun control. Do you think there should be stricter laws? Do you think that they should be the way they are? Should we have more guns? Like, I even heard one dude say, here you want to solve the problem and the problems in the hood? Put boxes of guns on each corner and let them shoot each other, and it'll solve all the problems. So, you know, let's touch down base on that just a little bit.
I mean, my opinion in regards to gun control, it's a very gray area at the end of the day. You know, I'm a family man, got kids and everything, so safety is very important to me. It's important to my home and my community, and you know what surrounds my life and my children's life, my family's life. Do I think that we need to control guns? I mean, it's just it's very difficult. I don't really think there's a gun problem. I think that there, you know, with what I've seen on the news with most of these massacres going on, you know, a lot of the stuff like. It's just really crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, like that's the thing is driving me nuts, though.
I think that we shouldn't. I don't think people should be allowed to buy automatic weapons. And if they are allowed to buy automatic weapons, there should be some type of regulation where they are tested physically and mentally to make sure that they can have these types of weapons. I mean, you know, my next door neighbor's got a.
But what if you collect these for a hobby? Like, is your hobby like music is your hobby and my hobby?
And that's fine. And what's crazy is, you know, for real authentic collectors, there is some type of registration involved, or you know, it may not be as strict as registration, but there are certain things that they have to do. Oh, you know, maybe, you know, to be considered a quality collector. You know, you want to be a gun collector, then there should be some rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think that the rules and regulations are good now. The difference,
you too.
The difference for me is like all right, for example, I live in Rochester, New York, right? Where I live now, I live in one of the nicer neighborhoods in Rochester, New York, okay?
Yeah.
But you go 2-3 blocks down the road, less than a mile down the road, and you have one of the most, some of the most murders per capita in the United States, okay? Guess what? All those shootings, not one person had a registered gun. Mm-hmm. So to me, how is these gun laws going to affect them? To me, those gun laws are going to affect the people who are responsible with their guns and who know the rules and regulations and what to do and what not to do with them. You know what I mean?
Like I said, I think the rules are working. I just think that we're never going to be able to stop somebody from turning into a serial killer and killing people, unless we're all qualified. Guy doesn't seem right. I mean, a lot of the cases that did happen were because of school bullying, which could have been prevented by school teachers and conscious people, stopping other kids from bullying each other to the point where they had to kill so many people over it.
I mean, I got bullied. Believe it or not, I got bullied when I was really young in school, right?
I think we all did.
But the only thing I did is when I got to a certain age, I just bullied somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just hard. It's a very gray area. Then they got these other type of regulations for gun control where they're going to now create the guns with some type of identification system where either the user of the gun will they call them smart guns, and they have a technology that when the user touches the gun will be able to identify the user and they will be able to use the weapon, which I think is great. But what happens when that user goes to use his weapon and defend his family and the household, and he gets shot or killed by the burglar, and now my wife has an opportunity to defend herself, which is what I would want her to do, which I hope she's going to do. Even the child, you know what I'm saying? Now nobody can defend themselves except for the user of this gun, and that scares me too.
And the thing is, a lot of these shootings aren't coming from home invasions either, okay?
No.
A lot of them are just thugs on the streets, people with mental issues who are doing the mass shootings. I think people need to band together more and recognize when you got a fucking lunatic in your neighborhood, keep an eye on him. Chances are he's gonna do something stupid at some point, and if he doesn't, you just got lucky.
Yeah, and like I said, but then you have certain circumstances where let's get out of the city areas. Let's get out of the hood for a second, and let's go into the suburbs where you got guys that have arsenals, okay? And it just gets to a point where, what do you really need all that ammunition? Do you need all these guns? So, and that scares me more sometimes than versus what's going on in the hood, because at least when you're going to the hood and you're getting robbed, you know why you got robbed. You know what I'm saying? You know why they had a gun. It's the hood. They're living in poverty. They have no other choice. They have families that they had to feed for. It's the only thing that they can turn to sometimes. Yeah. But then you got a guy who lives in a suburb area and he's got a bunker and underground, and you got all this stuff, and then you start to all right, well, he does abide by all the gun control laws, and he does abide. They're all registered, but doesn't that make the government aware at all? Like, hey, why does this guy have 200,000 bullets?
Or how about if the guy say they find the weapon, they get the weapon that caused the murder? Okay, somehow there has to be a fine to the person. Well, if it's a stolen gun, then how are they going to find that person? But there has to be stricter laws. Like if this person gets a gun and shoots somebody and they find out where that gun came from, it had better been reported stolen, or something's going to happen to that person. You know what I mean?
Or what if they don't even know but what if they don't know the gun was even stolen? What if this gun supposedly is supposed to be in a safe area, locked up, and hey, it's locked up. What do I need to check it for every day? There's just so many circumstances. It does make it a gray area. But at the end of the day, do I think gun control is necessary? Yes, I do. The craziest thing is the gun industry is a huge industry. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's probably one of the, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about gun control. But
I'm sure there's a lot of Native Indians that would have loved gun control.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think there's control and regulation should be for everything, to certain levels. But it's just crazy, you can get a gun right now for the cost of a video game console. So for about $200 to $400, that's what the normal video game consoles are going for right now. And yes, you can get it for a Skywalker. The price of a Skywalker, you can get an automatic weapon. It's even coming to the point right now where these guys are going to be able to 3D print a weapon.
Hey, I just thought of something. Instead of talking about gun control, maybe we should be talking about something else. And I think the something else should be called cum control, right? Like control the cum coming out of the semen coming out of these guys who are impregnating these women and creating horrible people in this world. Maybe it should be cum control.
Yeah, because like I said, you want to have gun control, but most of these guys that you have seen in the instance where these massacres are occurring, or these these gun, whatever, these gun situations, which are forcing us into gun control, which I do find a little kind of crazy. They only seem to happen during like presidential elections.
Yeah, of course.
During the debates and stuff like that. It's so ironic, And
they always say, well, I know this with Obama, every time there's a massive shooting, he wants this ban, and it's usually coming from, these militant Muslim people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or some lunatic, it has nothing to do with the private owners. But, I want to surprise you here for a minute. I want to pull up a picture, and I want to give you an example. I want you to look at this picture and tell me what you think of this picture as far as gun control goes. Because here's a person who has a lot of guns that we just found. I'm just waiting for my producer to pull that picture up. And I want your opinion on this. What do you think about this guy, Sayjin?
Let's see this guy. Oh my God.
Now, is that gun control or cum control? What is that?
This is probably both, but more or less we could just nail the problem in the head with cum control. Or you could have killed his mother with a gun. This is a little absurd. This is ridiculous, man.
I mean, what's wrong with this guy? He's got clips.
Now, like I said,
he's got semi-automatics, guitars.
Now but to the end of to a degree. Okay, now is this picture really that threatening? No. Do I think this guy's got too many guns? He's not that bad. He's got a bunch of handguns. It seems like he's got one semi-automatic weapon type. He's got like a Uzi over here with a banana clip on it. I think, but this is more or less, he's just trying to get some ass, and he's on the bed all sexy with the fucking Confederate fucking loincloth going on here, and like I just look at this guy as he's just trying to get laid.
Yeah, it's an ultimate fail,
and it's a fail. This is not something to be proud of. But at the end of the day, hey, I can't see the justifications for like, yeah, we need gun control because of shit like this. No. This is just some guy trying to get some ass, and I don't think he's really going to shoot anybody.
So gun control, not cum control. Oh wait, cum control, not gun control, because you don't think he's going to do anything harmful to anyone else. He's just being a fool.
He's fine. I mean, he's got his guitars out here. It looks like he wants to just have some fun. He wants to do like a Eagle solo or something, and the Hotel California. Like I said, I don't if I feel threatened with this picture, it's more or less of this guy's physical appearance versus him having all these guns. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he is one hairy motherfucker, and it's strange.
I think I'm going to pull things up from. I'm going to try it for a few shows and see how the fans like my viewers like this analogy. But I'm going to find pictures online, and I'm going to have pictures, and it's going to be gun control or cum control. I'm gonna let them decide. If this doesn't go over well, we'll get rid of this scene. Get rid of this skit right away.
No, the skit's great, man. But that picture's straight mayhem.
I wonder what that dude is doing nowadays. Like, because I've seen that picture all over the internet, and there's different poses of him and different things of the same guy, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what this guy thinks of, because damn well when you put out a picture of yourself, and it is funny as fuck. It's going viral. It's going everywhere. This guy went viral.
You know what's crazy is I want to know the year. What year was this picture taken in? I want to know this guy's name. I have to know his name. Not to like find him, but just to know his name. Like, is his name like Daryl fucking I think Daryl Whiskey.
I should run for like some senator or something like that in the next few years. He's all shaved up.
And that's my last question. I really need to know like what like job field this guy is in. Like, what does he do for a living? I really have to know.
What if he worked for the post office?
Wouldn't it be crazy? Like, imagine he was a cook. Psychiatrist.
I'd have to guess he's probably a bag person at the grocery store. Is my guess.
I'm the school principal for a small little town in Alabama.
I'm gonna have to get. You know what? I'm gonna even stake it up. I'm gonna have to guess he's unemployed. That's my guess. I don't think that guy's working. But it looks, he got shine from us, I guess, so he's doing something. I wonder if he gets royalties on that picture.
Yeah, he's a Louis Vuitton model. That's what he is.
Yeah. Cher's next husband.
You know what? And you know what's crazy? Smith & Wesson loves him.
Yeah, right? I wonder if they got posters of him in their stores and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's Daryl, man. He's one of our biggest clients.
Well, listen, before we get up out of here, Sayjin, because I'm having a ball, and the producer is saying, listen, you guys need to start wrapping this shit up because he's got to go to a bar mitzvah. So, what I want you to do is give your shout outs, tell exactly people where they can find you, and keep in mind, like, I'm not that educated of a guy. I haven't been in high school in 35, 40 years, okay? So I want to know, because we all know your name is Sayjin Tyler. I want to know how to spell that and how people are going to find you.
Gotcha. All right, so once again, I'm Sayjin Mayhem Tyler. You spell my name Sayjin Tyler, Tyler. You can get me anywhere on the web at Sayjin Tyler. You can also go to our .com, Sayjin.com. I run a radio station, online radio station, which is called ItzBM Radio, ITZBM Radio, also at ItzBMRadio.com. I do a show every Thursdays from 10 p.m. till 12 a.m., which is actually coming back into effect for our third season, which is the Sayjin Tyler Show. It's nothing but mayhem. We do different stuff, segments, interviewing artists, all types of celebrity, you name it, man. It's a great show. Make sure you can tune into us if you can to get the opportunity at Sayjin.com, Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Join the mayhem with us. And shout out wise, man. Shout out to you, Mike. Of course, thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate the opportunity and the time to mingle with you on the air. Shout out to Indie Republic, everybody at Beyond Mayhem Media, It's BM Radio. Shout out to Miss LB, everybody at eventlevel.com as well, too. And, of course, all of the fabulous viewers and listeners that are tuning into the Mike Fiore show, man.
Yeah, we're going to do it again, too, Sayjin. Don't think you're getting out of this as the one and done.
No, Mike, let me know anytime. I would be more than honored to come back on the show, man.
I appreciate it. And I've enjoyed it, and I love the chemistry we have here, too.
Yes.
And, so I want to give my shout-outs.
Later on tonight.
Yeah, I was going to... See, I thought your name was spelled with instead of a J, a G, like Jin.
Yeah, well... A lot of people think that too, and that, believe it or not, that is one of the very first spellings of how it all started.
Really?
Yes, it all started out like that. It was the G-I-N. The reason why people call me Sayjin Tyler, I'll tell you very well. It's a quick story. Like I said, I'm Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican, half Spaniard, and in my area, you got tons of Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, Mexicans, you name it, Peruvians. There's all very diverse Hispanic communities in Jersey. So you say, my real name is Jose. Okay, I don't even really say that, but here's my story.
I never knew that.
My real name is Jose. So they go Jose, and you got 20 Dominicans, 5 Mexicans, 4 Peruvians. They're all turning around, and then you see me in the middle, the white guy. And they're like, look at this fucking white guy looking over here. Motherfucker, your name ain't... We said Jose, not John, or Jack. So it got to a point where people started to call me Say for short instead of Jose.
Gotcha.
They called me Say. Hey, Say, where's Say at? And eventually over time, when I started doing music, I used to be a DJ as well, too. I used to do music. I was an artist. It got to a point where when I would get on the mic... I was in Philadelphia at the time, and we would spit on the mic, whatever, do freestyles and shit. And when I got on the mic, it's a lot of Muslims in Philly, and they would be like, "This guy's a jinn," and I'll be like, "What's a jinn?" And they're like, "It's like a demon. You turn into a demon," and that's their terminology of way of saying like
nice.
And as jinn. Also, in their knowledge and the way of their culture, jinn also means genie. The Muslims do not believe in good genies. Genies are evil. Period. So like, yeah, they and they would say my name. Oh, come on, say, and they'd be like, Sayjin. Yeah, Sayjin. Come on, Sayjin.
Yeah, that's hot.
I was like, all right, Sayjin, it is. Whatever. And I used to spell it I started spelling it with a G. And then they explained to me that, the people who kept telling me this, they're like, no, it's spelled with a J. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool because Jose is spelled with a J too. And if you really look at the name now, they really just kind of reversed the letters. They took the S and the J, they put the J at the end, and it really just all meshed together. A couple of years down the line, I had my son. His name is Tyler. His middle name is Tyler. And somebody just started calling me Sayjin Tyler. And it took off, and I'm like, all right, I'm Sayjin Tyler.
That's hot, man. I never knew. I love hearing. See, I got to remember this and do this every week, too. I want to ask people, unless their name's like Mike Fiore, like mine, there's nothing to really know about that. But if they got a different name, I want to know that story. That's a good thing.
People always they really think it's going to be a really more crazier story, but that's really the honest to God story. You know what I'm saying? The Mayhem got added in actually once I created It's Being Radio, and I started doing the events. And when I say the name Sayjin, sometimes people hear Satan, like Satin. Sometimes people Google me and they're like, yeah, Sayjin Tyler, and they get Satan and they get really scared. So the word mayhem is used a lot. It's just one of my logo type of thing. I would always say that word, even in my raps, and it became so big, they just started calling me Mayhem. Where's Mayhem? Where's Mayhem? So somewhere along the lines, I think it might have been Miss LB or Cyber Narcotics that kind of really implemented Sayjin Mayhem Tyler. And that was it. That was another little thing that got added to the name, man.
That's hot.
I didn't want to take too much.
No, that's hot, man. I love that. I love the answer to that. And I know when I'm done giving my shout outs, it looks like we're going out with Sayjin Tyler and Big O, Fire, Flow, Spitta.
Wow.
So that must be a track you worked on or whatever, but we're going to hear that. We're going to go out to that.
I'll give you a quick story, too. That track was a last-second type of thing. I walked into the studio. I actually didn't spit a rhyme probably for about a year at that time. And one of my really good friends asked me to spit on. His name is Big O. And I ended up jumping on the track. I was just bullshit. That's actually just like some freestyle shit that was really off the top of the dome. And then... everybody just ended up liking it. So I was like, all right, play it a couple more times so I can memorize it, do the ad-libs and backup vocals, and we'll call it a rap. And it turned out everybody loves it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but everybody loves this track, man.
I'm looking forward to it taking this show out, no doubt about it. So let me give my shout-outs. I want to thank Lofi for the instrumentals, super producer Lofi, born and raised in the Bronx.
Dope beats.
In New Jersey as well, and now he's in Florida, but he's worked with some of the biggest names in the entire music industry. He's been doing it as long as anyone else. His slogan is, if you can outlast me, you can have it. And so far, nobody's had it. All right, so another shout out would be to Joe Burkata, a local rock guy, one of the best writers. As a matter of fact, when he's in the studio, and I've been with a lot of cats over the years, I never seen a guy go into the studio more smoother than him. There's no stacking vocals. He doesn't need 2 takes. He goes in. This guy can hammer out a record in one night. Okay, it's amazing to watch him. And I'm not talking what he's doing is easy. It is hard. He's just that good at it. So Joe Burkata, his last name is spelled Brucato, and then of course my man Jamel Richardson. I'm going to give you both, but usually I like to tell people just Google their name. It's JamellRichardson. And the reason why I say Google it, because I can give you his website address. I think you're going to have more fun. You're going to find more stuff just Googling him. And you can see that he started a James Brown movie, Get On Up, and all the blues stuff he's got going on and all this and all that. Actually, when I forgot the most important thing, and I can't believe I almost forgot this, he does have this big gig coming up in Memphis this coming Wednesday. And it's a competition to get into the International Blues Association, and there's about 250 bands involved in it, I believe. It's one of the biggest things that come to Memphis every year for the blues, and he's competing to win this title. And if you win this title, Like it brings you to tours, all kinds of work. When somebody needs a blues artist, this is the guy who's going to get the call, and I do believe he's going to win it. I really, not because we work together and we know each other. He's just that good. He's that soulful, and to me, I'll say it's JamelRichland.com, but just Google his name. Google Sayjin. You'll see all kinds of stuff popping up. Google Joe Burkata. Google Shabam. Google whoever we want to talk about. If you got something going on, you're going to show up in Google. Bottom line. So I want to leave on that note. Again, we're going out with Sin Tyler and Big O Fire O Spitta. Let's have it. And thanks for tuning in.
Microphone killer. Microphone killer. Fire, fire, full spitter. Fire, microphone killer. Microphone killer. Yeah, fire, full spitter. Fire, full spitter. Check it out. Fire, full spitter. I got the keys to the lock, so watch as I lock shit. Spitting up the hot shit, fogging up your optics. You feeling the heat with them, nigga, feel my hot spit. Shorty drop the panties, cause the way the Sayjin drops it. Make sure you keep your distance, this is purely toxic. Trying to battle sages like you battling the mosh pit. Ultimate fighting champion, knocking you unconscious. When you walk through my hood, better walk with some precaution. Smack you back in your head, make your eyes come out your sockets. MCs think they spitting game, all I hear is nonsense. I melt this microphone, but to you it's just so complex. Do my raps alone, no Blackberry conflicts. Want me to buy a CD, I'd rather eat some dog shit. Listening to these lyrics and beats just make me nauseous. I'm speaking the truth, I ain't trying to act obnoxious. I'm taking over Jersey, there's no one that can stop this. Microphone killer. Microphone killer. Fire, full spitter. Fire, microphone killer. Microphone killer. Fire, full spitter. Fire, full spitter. Fire, full spitter. I tear the mics up, yeah, I know lights up. Shit could go all wrong for you for the right bucks. How you crap, you ain't nothing like Coca. Most cats talking shit, bluffing like poker. Haters that don't like me say something and now roast ya. It's that easy, rap Mimi, it's that simple. Make them jump and see the flame. Jack nimble, stack Pringles, something that they'll know about. Old school with the Fetty, no count. Fire flow, I call that blow torch. Cats killed in this game, homie, there's no sport. So act fly and cut the spider webs. Eternity flow, it'll make these writers pledge. All my goons hungry, see what they do for a bite of bread. I beat the pussy up, yeah, I can bad. I kill eagles, so how you gon' hype dead? Microphone killer. Microphone killer. Fire, full spitter. Fire, microphone killer. Microphone killer. Fire, full spitter. Fire, full spitter. Fire, full spitter.
Zero 63 Marketing, Production and Publishing. Hoobazoo.com